Shavua Tov.
Sure, so. Well,
How's
did it rain by
everybody?
you?
Oh, yes, yes.
Rain is good.
Rain is good.
It's good for the
Absolutely.
it's good for the marijuana crop.
It's good for the grass.
Yeah. Oh, Magda, somebody got changed the flight. Our Cancun flight changed a little bit. It's a few minutes only.
Hello, Harold. Oh, what what Daf? 63?
63A. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mm.
Shavua Tov, Mario.
Shavua Tov. Hey, how are you?
Very good.
Had a good
Yes,
Shabbos?
absolutely.
Rainy?
Raining is okay. Raining's good. As long as we can make it to shore, we're okay.
Well, wet, but okay.
Yeah.
Around where I live, there's certain areas that people do not park the cars, leaving a space between the car and the sidewalk. So the water accumulates in the corners and it's impossible to
Ah,
cross. But okay, we can survive.
absolutely.
Good talk, everybody.
Shavua Tov.
What the? Samech Gimel 63. Amr Rami Bar Chama. Kol kivshei kvashim sholosh amos la'ama. There were small ramps leading from the side of the main ramp. We've seen that in pictures. The slope of that ramp was, you would extend 3 amas length for every 1 amma height. Now, chutz mi kivsho shel mizbech, the main kevesh, hayasholosh amos umechza ve'etzba, it was 3.5 amas and a finger ushlish etzba bezachrusa for every height. So the slope was less for the main kevesh because they had to drag the avorim, so they wanted to make it easier. Menachos hayu nikmotzois b'chol makom. We know that just like when you shecht an animal, you collect the blood in a kli. You have to do zrika of that dam on the mizbech before you eat the animal. A mincha worked the same way, except you did kmitza. You went in with your hand into the flour, and then you cleaned off the top and the bottom with your thumb and pinky, and you put that into a kli. That's like putting the blood in a kli. That kmitza was thrown on the mizbech. That allowed the kohanim to eat the remaining mincha. So you could do the kmitzas just like we've been dealing with shchita, whether you could do shchita anywhere in the Azara or only in the north. A mincha, the kmitza could happen anywhere, not just in the north. That's number one. Number two, nechalos lifnim and akloim. A mincha could be eaten in the Azor. Le zichrei kahuna. Only male kohanim. B'chol Michael, you could prepare it anyway. You could bake it, you could cook it, you could roast it. We're talking about the mincha. Liyom v'layla ad chatzos. The day, the night until midnight. What if you went inside the heichal, right, where the menorah and the shulchan and all that was? Kshera. Shekain matzinum, because we see a little bit, besiluk bazichim. There were spices sitting on top of the lechem aponim, which is on the shulchan in the heichal. They would take that to be maktir it, and that allowed the kohanim to eat the lechem aponim. So that was also the removal of the bazichim was done in the heichal. So Rav Elazar sees an analogy to doing a kmitz of a regular mincha. So if you did a kmitz of a mincha in the heichal, that would work. Must Rabbi Yirmiyah, but Rabbi Yirmiyah asks a kasha. It says by mincha ve'viyat el bnei aron hakohanim v'komatz misha. They brought the mincha to the kohanim and they did kmitza. Komatz misha mimakam sheraglei hazar oimdois. The non-Kohen could bring the mincha to the Kohanim in Ezras Yisrael. That's where the Bailim couldn't go into Ezras Kohanim, but Ezras Yisrael they could go. But there were places, of course, that the Tsar couldn't go, like Bein HaOlam LaMizbeach. Ben Besero Omer Minayin She'im Komats B'Smol She'Yachzer V'Yikmatz B'Yamin. He learns a different halacha from Komatz Misham, that if you did the kmitza with your left hand, you have to put it back into the original kli and do it again with your right. Talmud Omer v'Komatz Misham. Mimokam She'Komatz Kvar. But according to the first Tana, how could you be koimates? How could you do the kmitza in the heichal? The Zar can't go there. Some people who moisiv love who mafarikla. He himself, who asked the kasha, he answered it. Others say, Amarle Rabbi Kiva, Rabbi Yirmiyah bar Tachlifa. Azbelacha, I'll explain to you, Lo Nitzracha, this drasha was not needed. Ella lahachshir kol hazar, just the opposite. You could even do the kmitza where the Zar stood, which is Ezras Yisrael, anywhere in the Azora, including where the Zar stood. I might have thought differently. And Ola is kotche kotche. And Mincha is also kotche kotche. Ma Ola to unat safon, just like an Ola needs the north. Af Mincha to unat safon. Well, we could have rejected that by saying Mala Ola shekain kolil. An Ola is different than a Mincha because an Ola is completely burnt. A Mincha is eaten. Maybe you learn it mechates because it's also kotche kotchim. And you shecht it in the north, but it's not completely burned. But we could have rejected a comparison to that. Malachatas shekem mechaperes l'chavi krisus. Echatas gives you atonement for averis that you get koris for. Maybe you'll learn from me'asham, which is kotche kotchim, and you have to shecht it in the north. Malachashim shekem minei domim. And asham is an animal with blood. Minchas has no blood. Maybe Mikulu, maybe you're going to learn it from a combination of oil, chatas, and ashim. No. Malakulu shkemine domim. They're all involving blood. Ela itztrich. You still need it. You have to bring the mincha close to the mizbeach. And it says, Veheri mimenu bekumtso. You shall elevate the kmitza. It means, you think mimenu means the kli that you brought close to the mizbeach. Maha gosha b'keren maravis droimis. Where did you bring the kli to? To the southwestern corner. And I might have thought of kmitza b'keren maravis droimis. You have to do the kmitza there. The Mashmalona, no, you can do it anyway. Rav Yochanan. Shlomim, which can be shechted anywhere in Azara, sheshachton behechel, also ksheri. Just like we said, the kmitza If you did kmitza the heichal, it's kosher. Even if you shechted the shlamim in the heichal, it's kosher. Shneamar, v'shachatu oso Pesach oel moed. You can shecht it even in the opening. The loyei tofel chamim nerka. The opening, if the Pesach is kosher, then certainly the heichal itself should be kosher. Beisvei, Rav Yochanan ben Beseira Omer. Minayin shemikifu goyim es kol azor. Let's say there are enemies surrounding the azor, and they're throwing spears, and the Kohanim cannot stay there. But in that case, the heichal was a structure. They could go in there and eat the kodshim. Now, why did we need this special pasuk to teach me this? Nema, it says, "B'chatzar oel moed yochluha." You shall eat kodshim in the courtyard of the Lamoy. Here we should use the same svara. Lo yehi tafel chamim na'ikr. The chatzar is certainly tafel to the ikr of the heichal. If you're giving me permission to eat in the chatzar, you certainly could eat in the heichal. So what do I need another pasuk for? More says Achiyach, there's no comparison. Hasam by shchita, that's an avoda. The adam oive b'makom rabba. A person does the avoda in the place where his rebbe is. We do it where Hashem is. We have a svara amrina lo yeh tofel chamen ve'ikr. So the Pesach, if it's kosher in the Pesach, it's certainly kosher in the heichal. However, achila, where you're allowed to eat the korbanos, that's something different. Ein adam oichel b'makom rabba. You don't eat where your rebbe is. That's not derech eretz. Then the svara of lo yeh tofel chamen ve'ikr lo amrina. So we need another pasuk to teach me that it's permitted. Mission. Chatas ha'of, the processing of a bird chatas was done southwestern corner. You could do it anywhere. But this was the preferable spot. Now again, it's a little confusing. The Gemara will have to explain this to us. I mean, first you say it's kosher anywhere, but then you say it's only that's its malkum. So what does it mean? There are 6 different avodot that were done in the southwestern corner. 3 of them were done from the Chuta Sikra above, Ushlosha milmala below, and 3 above. Milmata We start with the milmata. What was done below the chuta sikra? Chatas ha'of, the application of the blood of the bird chatas. Hagashois, bringing the mincha close. V'sheri adam, and the remaining dam that's in a kli were poured below this chuta sikra. Umil malan, what 3 things were done above? L'nisu chayayin, the wine libations that were brought with the korbanos were poured above the line. L'nisa chamayim, right? The mayim. Chagad sukkos, we poured water. The simchas pesach shoeva. There were special pipes there up on above the mizbeach. Olas ha'of kishirabim mizrach. Normally, the olas ha'of was done in the southeast corner. But if it got busy, if there were a lot of olos, then they did it on the southwestern corner, as the Gemara will explain. When you went up to the mizbech on the ramp, you turned right towards the southeastern corner first, and then you kept on going counterclockwise. Umakifin, until you came to the southwestern corner. The Yordin there small. They came down the keves on the left side of the ramp. Right? You went up the right side of the ramp, turned this way, went around, and came down this way. Except for those that went up that were done on the southwestern corner, which we said the Nisuch Hayayin, the Nisuch Hamayim, and the Olas Ha'of when the Mizrach was busy. Then how you oilin on there? They turned left, and then they came back. Yordim ala akiv, and then they turned around and came back the same way they went. That means normally they went up the ramp, turned right, went all the way around. These three avodot that they did on the southwestern corner, they turned left, did the avodah, turned around, and went back down. But I didn't know that the chatas was processed on the southwestern corner. On Rav Yishua Amar Kra, regarding the mincha chote, remember, there are certain types of chatases that were sliding scale, that it depends on your wealth. If you were wealthy, you brought an animal. If you were less wealthy, you brought birds. If you were dali dalus, you brought a mincha. But that was done for certain averos. It says, Lo yasim alei shemen. A minchas chote was bereft of oil and spice, like a regular mincha had, because you're a sinner. So those kind of minchas chote, lo yasim alei shemen, lo yiten alei levonaki chatas. So in that pasuk we see chatas kruya mincha, umincha kruya chatas. So we learn one from the other. Ma chatas tunit safon, af mincha tunit safon. So Rashi says, I know that this is a confusing statement because we just learned that a mincha could be done anywhere. Okay? Uma mincha b'keren maravis droimis. Just like a mincha, you have to be megish it close to the southwestern corner. Av chatas b'keren maravis droimis. Mincha gufa minala. Where do you see that a mincha had to be brought to the southwestern corner? Titania. V'zos Torah mincha hakarev osal lifnei Hashem upnei hamizbech. So you needed to fulfill two things: lifnei Hashem and the pnei hamizbech, which is where the ramp is. Lifnei Hashem yachol b'marav, maybe anywhere in the west of the mizbech. Talmud lomer el pnei hamizbech. No, it has to be a little bit south, because that's considered the face of the mizbech. Maybe you could use the whole south side. No, there has to be a little bit west. How are you makayim the two elements? You bring it to the southwestern corner, you fulfill both tzivuyim, both in the south, both in the north. Maybe you don't go to the spine of the Karen, but you go on the west side of the Karen, or the dromashal Karen, and you have a choice. Amrit, no. You have two psukim. Echad makayim atzmo makayim chaver. One pasuk, you can accomplish both. But another application, echad makayim atzmo vatal chaver. One, you would do it, but you would mevatel the other instruction. You get rid of the act, which would be Mekayim one, but Mevatel the other. The Toifsin Esh Mekayim Atz Mekayim Chavero. You grab the action that will Mekayim both. So Kishatal Emir Al Pnei Hashem. B'mayrav Heche Kiyant Al Pnei HaMizbeach. If you just do it in the west, you're not going to be Mekayim Pnei HaMizbeach. Kishatal Emir Al Pnei HaMizbeach. B'doram Kiyant Al Pnei Hashem. You didn't do Kiyant Al Pnei Hashem. B'dor meche kiyamto. I guess the Gemara thinks that b'dorim you are. You could be mekayim pnei Hashem, pnei hamizbech. How? Heche kiyamto. On Ravashi ksover haitana kula mizbech, but sofen koi. Remember, we had this whole debate. Where was the mizbech? According to the mandomim, that the mizbech complete is in the north, so the keren droimus is right in front of the echol. So then, according to that Tana, you accomplish both by just going to Dor. Then we said that by the Chatas Ha'ol, P'chol Mokom Isaac Shera. But the southwestern corner was its Mokom. The Gemara said, my comment. What is this? It's completely paradox. If you said it could be done anywhere, why are you telling me that this is the place you have to do it? Ravashi Achi, come this way, you have to explain it. B'chol Mokom Isaac Shera L'Mlikosa. You dispatched the Chatas Ha'ol through Mlika, which was piercing its neck with your thumbnail from behind. You could do the malik anywhere. Where did you sprinkle the blood? There, by the southwestern corner. And Tanina Lahadatan Rabbana. We have a Mishnah. You can do the malik anywhere. Ksheira. He's a dama b'chol makom ksheira. Even if you did the hazah, it was kosher. He's a v'lo mitzvah, but if you didn't squeeze on the wall, like it says, v'hizah midam achatos al ker mizbeach, still ksheira. Ulevad she'yitein mechut hasikra ulemata midam hanefesh. But you have to, that blood has to be applied below the line from the dam hanefesh. So the Gemara says, my kamar. That means, how could you say, you said it has to be done below the chut hasikra, but you just said, if you were hiza b'chol makom, it's okay. The malika could be done anywhere. Mitzvah dama b'chol makom mizbech also ksheira. If you sprinkle the blood and it didn't squeeze, it's kosher. As long as the hazah was done,
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
okay, so tonight we're going to learn Sefer Esther at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow we will do the daf at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, shkoyach.
Agid Voch again.
Ugh.